What is up, you guys? I am MLB Chatterbox, aka Christian Corey. Welcome back to another video. Yes, you see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. This is true. This is very true. This happened today here on a Tuesday, November the 24th. This has happened. And Charlie Morton, Charlie Morton has signed a one-year deal worth $15 million with the Atlanta Braves. Now, this deal is very, very interesting. This is not the biggest deal of the offseason. This is not the most crazy deal you will see this offseason, but this is a very significant deal in its own right because, in a way, it kicks off this free agency here in 2020 and 2021. And, this is a very big deal for both teams that were involved. And when I say both teams, I mean the Rays and the Braves, because again, he was of course with the Rays this past season, very good with Tampa Bay, got him to, or helped him get to a World Series, won the American League pennant, and this is of course very big for the team that is going to acquire him and get his services here in 2021, the Atlanta Braves. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, as I said before, Charlie Morton has signed a one-year deal worth $15 million. And this is very interesting, the deal itself, because of what he got offered by the Rays. And I will tell you what he got offered by the Rays in just a second. But I just want to run this by you. So first of all, Charlie Morton this past season with the Rays, in a shortened 60-game season, he was 2-2. Okay, again, the record doesn't matter. 38 innings pitched. He gave up 20 runs, 4 home runs, only 10 walks, which is pretty good. Charlie Morton does not walk a lot of guys. Again, this is 60 games. Basically walked one guy every start, which is great. I mean, that is great for Charlie Morton, and for any pitcher, no matter how long or how short the season is. So that is kind of his stats this past season with the Braves, or with the Rays, I should say, with the Tampa Bay Rays. But with that said, this deal impacts the Rays. Yes, the Rays, in my mind, more than the Braves. He is valued 10 times more in Tampa Bay than he would be anywhere else. I mean, maybe Oakland, because they're a small market team as well. But really, I mean, when, this article by Jeff Passan of ESPN, what he said about the fact that, Charlie Morton came to Atlanta and about the Atlanta Braves starting rotation now that Morton's in it is just, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, there's no way what he said is anywhere valid to what it really is. And this is what he said. I'm going to quote this. Might as well do it now. Right-hander Charlie Morton signed a one-year, $15 million contract with the Atlanta Braves on Tuesday, further bolstering the rotation of a team that fell a game short of the World Series and could return even better in 2021. Atlanta, which went into this postseason short on starters, now boasts one of the best rotations in baseball, with Morton and the Braves. Other free agent signings, Drew Smyly joining the young core of Max Fried, Ian Anderson, and Mike Soroka, who should return from a torn Achilles in a month or two into the season. One of the best rotations in baseball. Charlie Morton does not make the Braves rotation the best in baseball. I mean, I could name 10 better starting rotations right now. I'm not going to go through them because that would just take 20 minutes, and I'm not going to do that. I mean, Dodgers, there's one. I'm not going to do this all day. So the point is that this does not make the Braves the best rotation in baseball. I mean, there's no way. Charlie Morton's not that good, okay? He's not that good. Now, what makes this interesting from, just the fact that he got this deal from the Braves, the deal itself, is that, guess what his qualifying offer was? And it was a club option, mind you. This was a club option, okay? His qualifying offer, which was a club option in his contract, from the Rays was, you guessed it, 1 year, $15 million. The exact same year and amount not really offered by the, well, it was offered by the Rays, and it was a club option. So it wasn't like it was a player option and he decided to walk. It was the Rays not reaching down deep in their pockets to give him the $15 million for a year. That is terrible. I mean, who else are you going to get if you're the Rays? Because this, I'm telling you, this starting pitcher free agent market is terrible. You got Bauer, Morton, and that's really about it. Those are my top 2 guys that I saw in this year's free agent class when it comes to starting pitching. Corey Kluber is still out there, but he's old. Felix Hernandez is still out there, but he's old. It was Charlie Morton because he was actually good this year, even though he's older than both Kluber and Hernandez. He's 37. Those 2 guys are 35. But the point is that, Jake Odorizzi, 31. This free agent market for starting pitchers is terrible. One of the worst. I mean, it's Trevor Bauer, Charlie Morton, Corey Kluber, and Felix Hernandez. And that's really about it. And Jake Odorizzi. I mean, who else are you going to get? I mean, again, a lot of these guys are old. I mean, there are a lot of old guys on here. This is not, guys who are, 28, 29, who are, just entering free agency. No, these are guys in their mid-30s, late 30s, and are kind of at the end of the ropes. And this is a terrible move by the Rays letting Charlie Morton walk, essentially, into not a division rival, really, because they're not in the same league, but, a southern rival. I mean, right? Atlanta, Florida, the Florida-Georgia line. He went across the Florida-Georgia line to go sign with Atlanta. Now, again, maybe he has a tie with Atlanta. He was drafted by the Braves back in 2004, came up in 2008. So, I mean, this is really unfortunate for the Rays that they had to let him go. And the other thing that concerns me is that there was a rumor before this happened and before this deal broke of Morton going to the Braves was the Rays were kind of, throwing out their Blake Snell's name in the trade market. The trade market, not the free, I mean, he's not walking a free agent or anything, but a trade market. Now, why in the heck would you trade Blake Snell? I assume they're still thinking about this after this deal broke because that they knew well ahead of time that they were not going to, able to retain Morton. You know that. You know that in their mind they knew there was no way we're going to retain Morton, even though you offer him the same amount, that the Braves offered him and got him for, which has to just be a stab in the heart for the Rays organization. I mean, you let him walk on a 1-year, $15 million deal. You let him walk and go get it and go get the exact same deal from another Southern team in the Braves that was again lost in the championship series. I mean, you could have faced the Braves in the World Series. Could you imagine that? If he walked to go back, to let's say a World Series champion Atlanta Braves, that would suck. That would be terrible. Now, maybe Morton doesn't like it in Tampa. Maybe because the stadium's terrible, that there's no fans there, even when there are fans allowed. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like Tampa Bay. But this is a terrible non-move, I guess you could say, by the Rays and letting him go and letting him walk. This is bad. This is bad for the Rays because after this, and let's say hypothetically, because Snell's name was thrown out there, in the trade market, and guess who wanted to get him? The Braves and the Angels. So, could you imagine if the Rays ended up trading Snell to the Braves, and then somewhere down the line, Morton ended up signing with the Braves because his buddy Snell's there? That would suck. That would be terrible. And the fact that they're one of the best rotations in baseball now is ridiculous. I mean, where he come up with that one, I don't know. There's no way. I mean, half the guys in the Braves staff are hurt. You don't know. I mean, again, they all have good potential, but they're not ready and raring to go. I mean, they're not the Dodgers. You could argue the Dodgers have the best rotation in baseball, right? I mean, they won the World Series. Very good young core. I mean, Kershaw's Kershaw, right? Walker Buehler's turning into a stud, Dustin May, another stud. So, the Dodgers have the best rotation in baseball, hands down, period. I don't care what everybody says. He's saying that the Braves do? No way. No, But back to the deal with Morton and the Braves. This, again, like I've said, is terrible for the Rays. And it'd even suck even more if they decided to trade Snell. And if, let's say, they trade him to the Braves, that would be terrible. And then, why would they do that? I don't know. I have no clue. But this is basically coming off the heels of Rays want to trade Snell. Why they would do this? Don't know. Really don't know. You can't be that broke. I mean, if you're that broke, then up and move. Just move. Just don't leave Tampa. Leave Tampa Bay. Seriously, I think the fans would have more respect for you if you left Tampa Bay than if you stayed in Tampa Bay and dismantled the team that won them a pennant for the second time in franchise history, and had the fans come back and watch a crap baseball. Like, that would suck. That would be terrible. Just up and move. Go to Vegas. Go to Montreal. Go to Nashville. Go somewhere. Be the Las Vegas Rays. That makes more sense than the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, there's Sun Rays in Las Vegas too, so that would make sense. Don't have to change the name. So yeah, so afraid to change the name because you got the money problem. You don't have to change the name if you go to Vegas. You're still the Las Vegas Sun Rays. Instead of Devil Rays, the Sun Rays. You're done. No devil in there either. So there you go. Now, it wouldn't be as ridiculous, let's say, if they offer him $20 million. $20 million for 2 years or 1 year and an option and a club option. That would be totally, I'd be like, okay, hey, they got outbid. They're the Rays. What do you guys expect? But the fact that he signed for the exact amount of money as what the Rays offered him as a club option, that's the other part that sucks. A club option. That means that the Rays were too stingy to go deep down in their pockets and take out $15 million and say, here you go, stay in Tampa Bay for another year and try to help us get back to the World Series and win. No, they didn't want to do that. They were too cheap. They didn't want to do it. Probably lost a lot of money as it was, and they didn't want to do it. So, whatever. I don't know. Again, that's really all I got to say for this video. This is a terrible move by the Rays and not getting back Charlie Morton. Because if they trade Blake Snell, I mean, might as well just move the team. I mean, I hate to be that dramatic, but just move. Just move. What do you get off of the fans? Nothing. If you're a Rays fan, and if Charlie Morton's gone and Snell gets traded, which that came out of left field, like, whoa. No pun intended, but Jesus, that came out of nowhere. I mean, that is a rumor. I was going to come on here and talk about that today. But then this happened today with the Morton thing, and I had to come on here and talk about Morton leaving the Rays. And instead of the potential of Snell leaving the Rays, I had to talk about the actual literal fact that the Rays blew it when it came to Morton. They blew it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. My advice, if I'm a Rays fan, if you really love this team, I pray to God that they move. If you're the Rays, pack up your bags, find a new stadium in Las Vegas, do something. Play in a minor league facility for a year while your stadium gets built by Vegas. I'm sure Vegas would love to have another sports team. They already got the football team, the hockey team. They'd love to have a baseball team. Pick up and move. That's what I would do, because this is disgraceful. Like, comment, subscribe to this video. Leave your thoughts down below what you think of Charlie Morton leaving the Rays and the potential of Blake Snell doing the same. So, like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll catch you later.